Hello, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Mike.
And we are AutoEclinic.
Right here, you can see they're plastic and you can see where they fail. They separate, they come apart, and that's where you have problems. You can see we're separating here. Now, the new gasket set from Felpro, like them, don't like them, they're not paying us. But we do like their design because it's metal. And this gasket's going to last a whole lot longer. You're going to get much better life out of it. We like this design. So, of course, match it up with where it goes. If it doesn't fit one way, try the other way. You've got little small dowel pins. These have dowel pins as well. These go on the sides. Now, this was an aftermarket gasket set, like I said, from Felpro. It includes a small tube of black RTV. You want to take your RTV and dab it in the corners. I worked for GM. I have replaced a lot of these gaskets, and if you do not do this, I've seen them leak. So once again, don't be sparing with it. It's not going to hurt anything. Get you a nice big dab in the corners. And that will hopefully prevent any kind of problems in the future. Okay, now we're going to carefully set our intake. Well, I don't know how careful that was, but I guess you get the idea. Okay. Okay, there we go. Looks like our bolt holes are lining up. Get your EGR tube. Now we're going to get our bolts, and then we're going to start our torque sequence. Now we're going to tighten the intake manifold in sequence to specification. Specification was 15 Newton meters. We have ours set to 16 Newton meters because we're going to compensate for the reducer and the extension. 1. One, 2. Okay. Now you can see here where the RTV squished out of the corner. And you should see that on every corner. That lets you know you did a good job torquing it. We're done torquing it. Now we're going to put everything back together on it and then go back together with the upper intake. Okay, now we're going to reinstall the EGR port tube. Pop your thermostat in. With the kit we got with the new upper intake, it told us to remove the pipe that was in the intake. We did. It wants us to reinstall one of theirs, which this one will fit it. Okay, looks like we have our intake assembled, and let's go back together with it. By the way, this right here is your tube for your EGR. Comes in here and goes in the intake here and reburns it. Okay, nice fit. Now let's put some bolts in it. You'll have a set of instructions with your new intake manifold of how to torque it. It's very similar to the lower. They want you to do 3 passes. This is our 3rd pass to 89 inch-pounds. Okay, going back with our fuel rail, the intake manifold gasket kit came with new O-rings for the fuel injectors. We're definitely going to install them. you're going to see that these are very, very old and dry. See, they're breaking, just coming off. We're going to go ahead and spray the intake where the O-rings are going, the injectors. Spray them down so we'll have a nice fit. Now let's go ahead and put the injectors in. You've got 4 nuts. Let the nuts pull them down. Let them slowly pull in. Go ahead and get our injectors plugged back in, get your harness set down where it's supposed to be. Now this vacuum harness here, this was a dealer. Looks like this intake job is done. Remember, if you replace the lower, you're going to have to change oil in it before you start it up. And that's what we're going to do here shortly. Then put the rest of our breather on. And like I said, it looks like this intake job is done. Okay, now that we've changed the oil, we're filling up the coolant now as the vehicle runs. Everything seems to be great. We had to go in and clear some codes because we turned the car on with a bunch of stuff unplugged. No big deal there. We're looking at our idle now after we cleaned the throttle body. We got a desired RPM of 950, actual around 1,000. Looks like it's starting to come down a little bit. And it is, you can see it. So it looks like our work here is done. I'm Michael Norris, and thank you for tuning in to AutoEclinic.